Depression. It doesn't always walk in through the front door. Sometimes it seeps in quietly like a fog. Slowly, subtly, until one day you realize you haven't felt like yourself in a long, long time. I didn't recognize it at first. In school, I thought I was just going through a phase. Teenage stuff. I blamed it on exams, awkward friendships, hormones, but something deeper was unraveling beneath the surface. A sort of heaviness that made everything, even the smallest task, feel like a mountain. Back then, I didn't understand the difference between sadness and depression. Sadness felt like a wave that came and went. Depression, though, it lingered. Even on days when everything looked fine from the outside, there was a stillness, a numbness that wouldn't leave. It took years, and I mean years, to realize I wasn't just being lazy or dramatic. I remember one birthday vividly. My 26th, I think. I had plans, a few messages from friends, but I just couldn't get out of bed. Not because I didn't want to, but because I physically couldn't. That day hit me hard. I was happy, technically, but something deeper kept me locked inside. Looking back, I can trace the trail. In my teens, I started withdrawing. Not dramatically, but enough to go unnoticed. I became quieter, laughed less, spent hours doodling on the back of notebooks, writing lyrics I never showed anyone. That was my way of coping, before I even knew what coping meant. Then came college, a bittersweet time. I made some of my closest friends and had some of my lowest lows. There were nights I'd stay up crying, unsure of why. Mornings I'd sleep through because I couldn't bear the idea of facing people. I started telling myself stories like, "You're not enough. You're too much. You'll never get better." And those words? They stick. But what changed things for me wasn't some big dramatic shift. It was a series of tiny moments. One afternoon, a friend just sat with me. Said nothing, just sat. That moment made me realize I wasn't as invisible as I felt. Another time, I took a walk. Just a short one. But the sun felt nice. That was new. That was something. Eventually, I sought help. Not because I was brave, but because I was exhausted. Therapy wasn't magical, but it helped me understand the patterns, the triggers, the ways my mind twisted things. I also started journaling, which felt weird at first, but soon, the pages became my safe space, a place where I didn't have to pretend. Some days, I still struggle. Let's be real, this isn't a cure story. It's an ongoing one. There are mornings I wake up and feel like I've gone back 5 steps. But now I have tools. I know that movement helps, that reaching out, even when it's uncomfortable, is often the better choice. I've learned to question the thoughts that tell me I'm worthless. Because they lie. They always do. I also realized something crucial. Depression doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like apathy. Sometimes it looks like scrolling endlessly. Sometimes it's anger, or silence, or too many jokes to mask the pain. Recognizing it is the first step. Fighting it, that takes patience, gentleness, repetition. And it takes trying, again and again, even when it feels pointless. So if you're in that fog right now, if things feel heavy, or you've lost interest in everything you once loved, please know this. It doesn't define you. You are not broken. You're human. And being human means you get to try again. Not perfectly, but persistently. The goal isn't to never feel bad again. It's to build a life where the bad days don't win. And trust me, with time, support, and effort, they don't have to.